Good morning. Welcome to Textiles Beginners class, Microsoft PowerPoint. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please continue. I have muted the person.
So, Textiles Beginners class is actually one of the new projects added to Textiles. I hope you all know that Textiles is a community of ladies, even though we're not gender based, but we also welcome men. But our focus is getting more women into technology. So, let's just get right into the class, even though I was trying to wait for some people to come join. Kept asking. Okay, so we're starting Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint is one of the most commonly used Microsoft tools. Why? Because it enables you to share stuff, enables you to do presentations. So I'm sure you've gone for seminars, trainings before this ones, and you've seen people do presentations, show you how to do some things here and there. So Microsoft PowerPoint is one of those tools that does that kind of thing. So Microsoft PowerPoint is very, it's something that has been existing for I think over 20 years now, or 20, 30 years, but they've been adding new features to it. It's one of the Office 365. It's a fantastic tool that can make your work colorful, easy. People use it. It's used at offices for trainings, for workshops, for seminars, for business meetings, for a lot of things Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint is used for. So I would go right on to share. So this is I just created this entire presentation here was done in Microsoft PowerPoint. So we'll go to the normal Microsoft PowerPoint and we'll start from there. So this is how Microsoft PowerPoint, you can find Microsoft PowerPoint on your start button. I hope you know what the start button is. That button that has like four boxes down below you can see my screen, below my screen, where that blue button, the start button, you simply type PowerPoint. It comes up like this. So this is what a blank PowerPoint slide would look like. This is what a blank PowerPoint slide would look like. And so on this PowerPoint slide, these are these tabs here. We have the file, the home, insert, design, transitions, animations, slideshow, record, review, view, help. There's some other things that come up when you click other things. But right now we'll we'll just I'll just show you a quick brief of some of the methods I used in creating the other slides that I would show you. So this is our blank slide. And so we just come in here if you want to create a title. So right now we'll look at what a clipboard is. We'll look at what a slide looks like. We'll look at what the font is. We'll look at what the paragraph is. We'll look at drawing. All these are under what they call ribbon. All these are under what is called ribbon. So in any kind of PowerPoint um, um, year edition you're using, usually you have what is called the ribbon. It looks like this. The difference can just be that some features are showing, some features are not allowed to show, some features are not due to the system upgrades that has happened over the years and versions that have come out. There's the 2016, 2010 version and all that. So those are the kind of things you can experience. But however, it's still the same it's still the same method. So once you understand the basic, you can get around any kind of edition of Microsoft PowerPoint. So this is what a clipboard looks like. On the clipboard, we have what we call the format painter. So this format painter here is responsible, is used to make the, let me demonstrate what this is for. So this, oops, let me add it to the ribbon. But okay, let's just move on. First things first, we need to know how to create a new slide. If you have a presentation, this is PowerPoint slide, this is PowerPoint class. The first page is usually your introduction page, where you can add a subtitle. I can say, okay, this is PowerPoint class, beginners level 1. So then I go back, I highlight this text, and I can choose to make it bold. I can choose to make it italics. I can choose to underline it. I can choose to, so let's start with bold. So I've made the text bold. I can now increase, because it's the beginning of a presentation. It's the beginning. So I can decide to increase it to whatever size. This is PowerPoint class. I can say, okay, 80. I'll now look for a font size. Let's use this, Arial rounded. This is what it looks like. So you can see I've increased the heading. So this is simply how to increase a heading in PowerPoint. You highlight, you highlight the text, you right click, and then you select the bold option, or better still, you can go to the ribbon up here and click the bold option. Then if I want to align the heading be at the side or at the center, I click it, I move it to the center, or I move it to the side, or I move it to be scattered like this. So you can see, you can play around with the arrangement. So sometimes you see some presentations, they'll put the heading by the side. The heading is by the left or the right. That's where you can, it's called the paragraph. You can actually shift your heading to any side of the slide you like. You can also use what they call bullets.
Yeah.
You can also use what is called numbers for your text. Then you can also use spacing. So if I want to space, if I don't want this, if I want the spacing on my header to be a lot, I say, okay, 1.5. You can see the heading has shifted from what it was. The space has shifted. This is PowerPoint class. You can see the up, this is power has gone up based on this that I'm clicking. So if I say 2.0, 2.5, so you see the heading can be separated. But it's always best, it looks nicer most times. You can also edit it if you want it smaller than this. You come here and edit. So, well, that's that for paragraph. I'll go back to the font again. The font is usually, let me create another slide. Next slide. So this, you can see the format of the next slide has changed, because in PowerPoint, they expect that you should always have a page where it's like an introduction to your presentation or whatever you are talking about. Then the next page is actually what you want to start talking about. So you simply click enter. So when I want to create a new slide, I go to You see how it is highlighted? And now I click another enter, another slide is being created. So it's as simple as that. And then if you want to change some of the way the slides look, put two tables, you can see the options here. You can have the title and contents option. You can have the section header option. So it means that maybe I want to put the title of my presentation here, textiles above, and I want to put below, maybe I want to put getting more women into technology. So you can see how it looks now, simply because I clicked this option here, two contents. So this option here, two contents, is usually used when you're trying to compare. You have a presentation and you're trying to say, okay, this is better than this, that is better than this. So let me show you how it works. Here, we'll click on that slide. We'll select two contents. So you can see once we selected two contents, it brought our, you can type in here, this is our the best class. Yes, you are the best class. I can tell. This is very easy. Or let's say this is difficult. This is, or this is the worst class. So you can see it works as easy as ABC. Very easy. So we have so in our slides you can do what's called an add section. So here I can add a section where, well, many times in many presentations you really don't need to add sections. You can just create a slide and just create slide after slide. But if you're doing some advanced presentations, you need to section, because maybe different people are taking the presentation. So you need to give it some sections so that some people know, okay, group A is taking this part of the section for the presentation, group B is taking this part. So we can name it Textiles 2. So we gave it another section. Let's see. Why is not? Okay, so we move on to paragraph. Okay, I've discussed what a paragraph looks like. Here, remember when I said that you can, when you want to create a paragraph, you highlight the text. Can you, do you notice something, that when I highlight the text, these things that were shaded before above, the ribbon becomes clearer. It becomes, it's no longer faint. For example, let me do this again. So you see, but once I come to a particular text and I highlight it, see what the ribbon has. Is now the options become brighter and I can click on them. Before, I probably will not be able to gain. So see, if I click on this, click on that, it doesn't work. Paragraph this, it doesn't function. But the moment I highlight the text, so that's the difference in PowerPoint. A lot of times, you need to always highlight your text or highlight what you want and what action you want to take pertaining a particular text. So this is what it looks like, beginner's level. So we can say beginner's level. Let's segment it into 2 columns, 3 columns. So you can see 1 column, 3 columns. You want to add more columns. So you can just play around. The paragraph is an interesting function. You move it. I say I've moved it. I can move it to the end. I keep clicking to move it to the end. I keep clicking to move it to the left. to the right, to the left, to the right, like that. So it's very easy. And then text direction. See, you can rotate your text 90%. If I want to change my text, rotate it to 70%. I want to shift, turn it upside down, stacked like this. So just simply by clicking, and I just bring it back to its normal. So you see, just simply clicking all these options, you get an amazing, you get different designs of your text or arrangement of your text. That's how it works. So we'll, then this, the top, the middle, the bottom. So we can shift our text to the up part. We can put it at the bottom. We can put it at the middle, at the bottom. I hope I'm not too fast. I hope you're understanding. So we're still on paragraph, and I'm just showing the different options on the paragraph, how we can work around it. So you have the top, you have, let me go back again, middle, you can use the bottom option. So you see how the thing is moving. So next, we can come to the drawing part. It is a very fantastic tool in under the ribbon, the drawing part. So you can see once we come to the drawing part, you see where the drawing part, once we get to the drawing part, can you see that in the tab above where um the red tabs are, you can see that part that has shape format. It wasn't there before. I hope you noticed. Shape format, it wasn't there. But the moment we started dealing with drawing tools, it came up and we highlighted a document. So you have to highlight first. So let me do the process again. Highlight. Then you have what they call shape format. You can see it wasn't there before, but it's there now because we highlighted this and we clicked on drawing. So let's go back again. Let me do it again. So I went to home. Okay, I've already activated home. So under the drawing part, we have shapes, we have arrange, we have quick styles, we have fantastic tools. So let's go to under shapes now. You can see that the other icon that appeared here before, the shape format has disappeared. So it will take, so let's click on this now. Let me highlight this. You can see the shape format has come back again. I've highlighted the text. Shape format has come back and I'm clicking on shapes. So this is where you can put in shapes here. See what the shapes look like. Let me go back to the main slide and show you again from here. It's already been created here. So under your ribbon, see example of some shapes here. So what happened here is I simply clicked on this, brought this shape here. You can see, although this one I've colored it. So when you want to change the shape, the color of the shape, for example, if I want to change the color, I'll simply come here. I can say blue. Can you see it has changed to blue? That's the shape I brought out, that circle. This oval thing I brought out, shape, I've changed it to blue. Then if I want to say the feel is what is inside, not what is outside. Outline is what is outside. Feel is what is inside. So take note of that when you're designing. So if you are trying to create something inside, you look at the option of feel. So that's why you see here, I can come and click no feel. you can see that when I click on no fill, this icon has become transparent, literally. But when I go back again, I right click this, sorry. So I right click this circle. This thing is interfering. So I right click this circle again, and you can see I right click like this. Right click and now say, you see the fill has been removed. Then I come back again, I say I want to make it yellow. I select yellow, and then you can see what happens. Then under that, all these options here, you have this edit text. You can put a text here. This is yellow. You can, so look at how I'm changing this circle now. I'm highlighting the text and I'm changing the color. Where you see this A, I'm changing the color to black. I hope you're following right on, because this is it's very interesting and very, very exciting many times when you just play around with the colors of your text and your shape and your font size. Is very, very interesting. So this is how you can see we have changed the text to yellow. Then if we want to say, we right click again, we now want to edit points. So here we click, you now drag it up. Can you see? The circle has changed. I drag it sideways. The circle has changed. I drag it this way. It has become another shape. Then hope you know that, look at the cursor. When the cursor changes, when it changes from a cross, you can easily move the object. When it changes to become something like this, you can drag. But when the cursor changes to a cross, so you need to always look. See, like now, it has changed to a slim line. I'm dragging it. The moment it changes to a cross, I can now move it. So when you are designing, you always have to be observant of this. So you can see. So now if I want to adjust this again, I simply wait, look at the icon. When it changes to this, I raise it up. Then if I want to bring it back again, I look for if I want to take it down again, I take it down further. If I want to shift it right again, I do this. And hope you know this started just from right clicking. So you can see, even when you right click it, when it has a cross, it can say move here, copy here. Move here, copy here. So now if I want to move this to another slide, I will just wait for it to become a cross. Then I click it, right click. No, okay. So I just click on it and I move it like that. See, I just shift it, move it around. Once it's a cross. That's how it is. So you can just play around with it, things like this. So it's very easy and user friendly. You can see now I'm taking it back. I want to give it a smaller, slim shape. So I come here. Textiles for life. Textiles for life. You can see I've changed this again. Simply just holding it down, right? See, I'm raising it up once it becomes a cross. Then when it becomes a line, I can now drag it higher. I can still make it slim again. And so notice these lines. Can you see these dash lines? They are
Yeah.
usually there to help you align, to know where you're, if it's like a ruler. Can you see? You can see. So if I'm getting on the, if I'm expanding it too much and one side is longer than one side is going off the shape, normal shape too much, these lines can guide me. It's like a, you can see how as I'm doing it, I'm seeing the line is telling me, okay, this is not going right. So I know I'm adjusting. So when I'm making adjustments, I can see, you can turn it up, you can turn it down, twist it up, twist it down, like that. So it's very, you can see this tool is a very nice tool. A lot of times people use it for presentations. So you see, you can see this presentation here: Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents. How did I create this? Simply by, you see, these, this thing here, where did I get it from? This arrow now, where did I get it from? I got it under shapes. You can see shapes here. Shapes. This is what shapes will look like. So you can see I've gotten that arrow from shapes. Then I can now click on it and say, okay, I want it to be thick. I want the line to have some weight. I right click. You see that outline there. So remember what I said about outline and fill. Outline refers to things like outside. Then the fill is like the content inside of any shape or any form on PowerPoint. So you can see I'm talking about the outline. And these clearly lines are usually like outlines. Outline. So you can see I've clicked on it, outline, this line, and I want to give it a heavy weight. So you can see it's become a heavy line. It's no longer as thin as it was. So you can see. Then if I want to use the same, I'll just say copy here. Oh, why is it not pasting? Okay. Copy, paste. So when you are pasting in PowerPoint, you need to be sure about the options. You use the destination theme, or you use just, you create it like a picture. So the difference between using destination theme and a picture is that using a destination theme allows you to get the original of what you are copying and pasting. Then using the other option, oops, where is my system? Using the picture does not really allow you to play around and edit when you're copying. It's like copying a picture. We'll get to that part later. So this is how, you see, I just copied and paste. Instead of me going back again to look for the shape and increasing it again, I just copied this shape. Now again, I'll copy again, copy, paste it here again. I'll use destination theme. I'll use destination theme. So you can see I have pointed the arrow in different directions. You can see from here to here to here. So now if I want to add a text on these shapes here, I'll still come back here to shapes, click on text box. So many times in PowerPoint, this text box is what you'll be using majorly for writing. It's like when you in Microsoft Word, you can just start typing on a blank document. But here in PowerPoint, a lot of times you will need your text box. That's like one of the major things you use most times when you are creating things. Point A. Let's put food. Let's put, what else do people like in this class? Are there people that like shoes? Okay. Sorry, let me go back. So shapes. This is it. So shoes. Then hope you know this is an example. Some people like makeup. Then so you can see what I'm doing here, the text. Then let me put another. Sorry, I put the wrong text. Makeup, shoes. What do women like? Clothes. So I'm asking as if I'm like, oh Lord. So you can see what we have here. Text has been put on the shapes. You can see the text has been put on the shapes, which is very, very, you see. So now I'm just trying to arrange it. So when I want to arrange, I just make sure you can see that cross there. I'm moving it. You see those dotted lines? I can see that it's pointing to me that, so I need to arrange everything on this line. So I'll now move it. Wherever I see the line now, wherever I see the dotted line, I stop there so that everything will align in a straight line. So this is what you can see. I'm moving it so that everything will align. I'm moving this so that everything will align. So this is pretty much most of the things that you would do on your home page. This is home, the home page, home tab, sorry, the home tab. And you can see the ribbon here. We have played around with everything from clipboard to slides, to font, to paragraph, to drawing, and the editing. This is a bit on the advanced side, but since it's a beginner's class, I'll just, so here you can replace text, like what you do. You can find what you want to replace, like what you do in Excel. You find what and you replace it there. So for example, I can say clothes, find clothes, clothes, replace it with shoes, replace. You can see it has replaced it. So, but many times you really don't need to do all this. This is usually Excel. Excel has this feature because sometimes the data you're dealing with is a lot. But in PowerPoint, you can still, yeah, it's still a valid tool to use, editing. And you can see replace all. So let's go back close. So we would go back again to what is called the insert option, insert tab. This insert tab allows you to do many things. You can see one of the things it does for you is slides. So you can imagine, let me go through. So you see the insert, we're on insert right now. Insert, you can insert a new slide. You can see, you can change the slide format. Let me try this for you. You see, I've inserted a new slide to the next page. You can insert a table. So you can see a table I've inserted here. You can also draw a table. So notes, you can see how I'm expanding the table. I'm waiting for the arrow to change. See, before I expand the table, just the way we did with shapes. Then when I want to move the table, I wait for it to become a cross and I move it down like that. And you see, I can change, you can funkify your table to have all kinds of colors. You see, you can have blue, black, red, all those kind of colors. Your table can look fancy. You can give it. So, that's one of the beauties of Microsoft PowerPoint. Allows you to play with a lot of colors and shapes and forms like that. So you see, I'm clicking on it. I can come here, play around with my table. You see, I've changed the gradients. Gradient gives you an opportunity to give the content a kind of shade of different. It's like when you say you're like a chameleon-like colors. That's what it does. It gives you, it's like it's a functionality that allows you to play around. So see, you can see this gradient here, this table. I've done it. So what I need to do, if I want to change this red now, all I need to do is change the, if I'll change, I'll now change the color. I'll change the color here. I'll change to blue. I'll change to black, red, green. So sometimes if you have a table you're trying to show, maybe you have something you want to highlight, that's when I'll highlight that. Or if I want the entire table to change, I'll simply come here. See, I've changed the color. I've changed it. You can see same colors. So let me leave it back at where it was again. So we're just playing around with what is called a table. And you can see I like this feature very well because sometimes it just gives your design a lush look. How do you call it? A tush look or a lush. Yeah, it gives it a lush look, like my friend would say. It gives it a lush look. So it beautifies it, gives it a very this option here, cell level, shadow. You can use the shadow level. It makes it like a brick. You can use the reflection. You can see it is as if I'm creating another table. You can see when I use the reflection, you can see down, it's looking like something was created below. See, I can now, if I want to enlarge the table, I simply right click here, take the draw it down. It's similar to what we did in what you're taught in Excel, in your Excel classes. So you see, I just increased it. If I want to take it, if I want to increase, take it up again, I'll drag it up. So, but this time around, the icon has changed. You notice the icon changes to a cross like double layer. So this makes it very easy. Oops, what's happening to my system? Okay, so that is that with tables. Then we'll come to, you can see a new function was created when we created table. Remember where we started from, insert. We now inserted a table. Note that we inserted a table on the tab layer, on the tabs. A new function came up, which is called table design and layout. So these functions here now enable us to play around with our table to give it all these designs that we are putting here. See, for example, now let me start typing tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, tab 5. So you can see that this is quick styles. So if I want to create, so these contents that are here in the table, well, if I want to make them look different, I simply come, you see, I've changed the tab. I've changed the tab looks. You see, I can change it like this. I can change it to become like this. I can change it to become like this. See, okay, so let me do this for this. You see, let me go back again. Quick styles. Hope you note. See, I did quick styles. I'm changing it to this. Let me change tab 2 to become something else. Tab 2 to have shadow. Let me change tab 3 to have another design like this. Tab 4 to have something like this. Tab 5 to have something like this. So, but you need to be sure to not play around with some, depending on the kind of presentations you're doing. I remember one of my bosses used to say, "Will say this your PowerPoint slide is as if we came for Christmas, a Christmas meeting with colors." So sometimes when you're doing presentations, you need to be conscious of the people you are presenting to. Would they be put off by the colors? Would they like colors? Sometimes, especially in corporate organizations, in offices, a lot of times you want to stick with just white, blue, standard colors. You don't want to, or black, just basic colors. You don't want to go and be using all these designs here for some of those corporate presentations. Then we have what's called the pen color here. Here, you can do this.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Um, I had my hand up and you didn't notice.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Really sorry.
Okay. I'm trying
So
to
ask
put
the
my
question.
hands on, and
Ngozi, right? Okay.
yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm trying hands on, and where I have help, after help, all I have is shape format. I don't have tables. I don't know where to get tables.
Table. Okay. Go back to insert.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Insert table.
Okay. I see it
You
now.
can see. So that's
Yeah.
where we are. So once you click on that insert table, the other part where we are at, table design layout, it comes out. You
Okay.
can see. So we're under table design. So under the table
Okay.
design, you can see now, there are some tables that sometimes you want to share the content, just like in Excel. This has a similar function. So this is where on pen color. So maybe I want to use a black pen color to demarcate certain things. You can see if I want to highlight this option now to say, okay, this is if I want people to pay attention. For example, I'm giving a report on sales that was made in 2020 and I want this. So I can click on pen color, black. So what will happen is it will highlight the border. You can see how it has created a pen color. It will highlight that and I can draw it. I'll just simply drag and drop it. Drag it like that. Hope you know once the icon has changed to something like this, it's harder to you can see the lines have reduced, have increased. The same way if it's so you can do it both ways, up, down. You see, you can take it up, you can take it down, you can use sideways to increase your table, you can reduce. See, I've reduced the table to become smaller and I can increase like that. You can also draw a table. If you feel that whatever Microsoft Word PowerPoint is giving you is not, you don't like it, you are a boss of your own, you can do your own. So you can simply draw your own table. Sorry, let me go back. So I click on draw table. So you see, I can just use this draw option. I'm drawing my own table. Okay, let me make it brighter. It's dark. Let me use another color. Let me use light yellow. Let me use a light color like yellow. So let me work it again. So this table I've drawn here, you can see the borderline of the table I've drawn. Let me change it to yellow. So this is the table I've drawn. Let me change to yellow. Then that's the outline, the fill. Then the outline, I can change it to borders. If I don't want it to have borders, but I want it to have borders inside. If I want it to have borders at the top, I want it to have borders below, something like that. So you see, so when I want to change, I can change the outline of this shape. Right click again, it's black. Red is the main color. Let me change it to blue. Sorry, that was the text I clicked on. Okay. So this is a custom table. When I go back, if I want to give it another design, draw another line, I can draw another line like this. Draw another line here. So you see, I've just added my own things. However, you can also draw tables from here. You can draw table from here, or you could use that other option. So see, I could use this other draw table here. And then I'll now start drawing first column, header. But I don't want to confuse you right now. Let's stick with the table that we inserted, because we're on the insert tab. So from the insert tab, we have images. You can insert images. So I hope I can clean this now. Let me remove the table. So when you want to remove things, you just highlight and delete. Highlight and click delete. Sorry, my system is okay. So the next one is under insert. You can insert tables. We've just done tables. We can insert images. We can insert illustrations. We can insert links in our PowerPoint. We can insert comments in our PowerPoint. We can insert text in our PowerPoint. We can insert symbols in our PowerPoint. We can insert media in our PowerPoint. So I'll just quickly show you again. Let's go back how on the insert tab. So under insert, you can insert images. Under images, you can insert pictures. So now let me click pictures. I could choose to use okay, let me use my picture. Don't laugh. So thank you. So okay, let me just use my picture. Since that's the one there. Let me delete this thing. It's on the table. Okay. So we've done table. So for example, this is insert. Now I inserted a picture. You can see how I inserted a picture. I just went to insert. I clicked on picture. I said this device, or I could use online pictures. If your Microsoft version can go online, or if you have internet, sometimes you can use. Right now I'm online, so let me try using a picture for my OneDrive or my Bing. Bing is Microsoft, so it is search engine by Microsoft. So definitely I would have to search for something using their search engine. So now I've inserted a picture. I want to insert a screenshot. This is a screenshot. You can see. I just inserted it here. This is a screenshot. I just inserted. I'm making it small. I can make it large depending on what I'm trying to do.
Hello, I have a question. Hello.
Okay, go on.
Yes. Okay.
Go on. Can you hear me? Valentina, can you hear me now? Titilayo, can you hear me now?
Hello.
Hello? It looks we lost her. She wanted to ask a question. Can you hear me now? Hello? Okay. Well, okay, maybe we'll just move on. When she comes back up, we'll continue. So back to, so we're here now. So we just inserted a screenshot under insert. So you see, one of the amazing things is that when we clicked on insert, when we inserted a picture, can you see that this other tab here came up, picture format? When we started inserting pictures, the picture format came up. Then we can insert a new photo album. So I'm sure you've seen all those on social media where people just design all these pictures, birthday pictures. They'll just arrange people's particular person's picture one after the other like that in a sequence. So that kind of concept can also be done on PowerPoint, where you can insert a photo album. I don't really have any photo album now. I've shown you is used for you can present sets of pictures like that for an album. So we're moving on to illustrations. Illustrations. What are illustrations? Illustrations are used to indicate, to show certain things on, to you can see what our illustrations look like. So let's use this illustration here. Can you see this illustration here? Can you see? It's like a banner. Let me stretch it. You can see it's an illustration. So once I click on it, I can now add other things to it. Remember this thing called edit shape. So I can edit the points. So right now I can come here, click this, increase the ribbon, make it look fancy. You see, give it some finer look. Come back here, click edit points. Remember that you can get this edit point two ways. So you see, I've transformed the, can you see, I've made it look different. So you know, this is usually used like maybe when you have a heading on a slide that you, so you can see Looking at this picture now, you can see how we can use it. You see, let me make this smaller so that you can see. This is you can see how this looks here. So I can move it and just so it's very, you remember where we got this from? Insert. We went to shapes under illustrations. We went down here, flow charts. Sorry, under stars and banner. You see another one here. I usually used to like this one for some presentations. See here. You can see how it looks now. So here, let me put gift to. I can put it on your. You can design it on your picture, and you can now put your name there. For example, let's use. Okay, let's use red. Then we now go to text. Hope you remember where we can get our text. We can get our text box here. So you can get your text box in insert. You can get it on home. You can also get it by just right clicking, and you find an option here. No, okay, no, not because I think I like the right. So here I've clicked on shapes. Let me click on this now. So I'm coming here. Let me put textilers. Textilers mentor example. So you can see. Then if I want to make it smaller, you see it has given my picture some fizzy. Then you can see the ribbon. If I want to extend the ribbon or if I want to make the ribbon, you know where to go. Remember, edit points. Right click and edit points. Right click, edit points here. So what you can do, right clicking here, you can also do it here many times in PowerPoint. You can also find it up on the tabs here in PowerPoint. So that is that. We've dealt with insert, illustrations. We've dealt with shapes, smart art, and charts. Those ones are pretty much, well, what's happening to my system again? Those ones are pretty much easy and they're just straightforward. I will show you a slide that was used. So it's smart art. For example, this, let me take you down to the slide that has the, okay. There's a slide that has the smart art. Okay. Oops. So you see this slide here. It's under insert. So when you do pictures, it's under what is called picture format. So under this picture format, how did I achieve these things you see here? How did I create this thing? How did I create this? How did I create all these designs here? I simply started by inserting pictures. So what I did is insert picture. I think there's a picture in my download. So you can see the main picture. See how I started out. So let's look at this now. This looks like a magazine. So you can use, so I started out with just creating this picture here, you see. But I didn't just, I clicked on it and I went to picture format. So under picture format, I now created, I created an option here using artistic effects, using picture art here, using smart art, sorry, here. So under smart art, I clicked on this option here at the beginning. I clicked on this option here. No, it wasn't this option. One of these options, I think I clicked because one of this. So you can see when you, so this picture here, maybe I want to give it, what name can we call this girl? Okay, let me see, Jennifer. I think her original name is Jennifer. And let me see, green girl. So you can see what I'm doing here. How did I come about these options here where I can add a list of things beside the picture? I simply went to insert smart art and I selected an option there. So you can play around with the options here from lists, process. So depending on what, so if you're explaining maybe the process of doing something. So let's explain maybe the process of making, the process of cooking rice, for example, the process of cooking rice. So we say boil the rice. What option do you think would be a better option to describe the process for cooking rice?
Process.
This can be an option. Let's try this here. So this will be step 1. Boil rice. Step 2. I hope this is not confusing you. Step 2. Add salt. Step 3. Although some people add sugar in their own rice. Step 3. Add vegetables. Some people add vegetables in their rice, for example. So you can see right here that this has given step by step. So you see, I'm just playing around with what they call smart art.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, go on.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was going to ask, at what point can we use, what kind of presentations can we use the PowerPoint?
Can you use smart art?
Say?
You mean PowerPoint? Yeah,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
okay. Earlier on I said you can use it for business presentations. For example, if I had a client that wants to buy, maybe wants to buy a machine
Okay.
that is maybe 300,000 naira, or a generator, and I want to show him the different types of generator I have.
Okay.
I can do a PowerPoint presentation and show him using
All right.
that. And if I want to also convince you that you need to give me 100 million today, and I
Okay.
want to make you pay me 100 million because of certain reasons, I can use a PowerPoint slide to convince you. So what I need to just do is to come up with designs, comparison, to say, okay, if you pay me 100 million, I'm going to transform your life today. If you pay me 100 million, I will give you new clothes, new shoes, new bags, new this, new that. Because sometimes if you're a Christian, sometimes people put tags to things like that. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so you can decide to use a PowerPoint presentation as a form of convincing someone
Okay.
to get involved in what you're doing. So what you need to now do is to think of designs, structures, what you can use. You have to, okay, you say, okay, slide one. So you can see here, I started my
Yeah.
slide by giving an introduction.
Okay.
The second slide, I started by telling you some of the things that I'm going to talk about. Then slide three, I started showing you some of the things that was insert button. And it can be used for class presentation, for projects. Some people have done final year projects presentations using PowerPoint slides. Most lecturers will just tell you they don't want too much story. Just give me bits and bits of what your job is about. So on such kind of slides, you now have maybe you have your introduction page, then you may have um your highlights, your content, table of contents. We may now have another slide that carries some of um your investigations on your research and all that, and what the project is about, the background of the project, and other things like that. So you just need to sit down and evaluate what kind of presentation am I going to be doing.
Okay.
So
So
PowerPoint has what they call, so here, if we go back, sorry to take you back. I
no,
think
no.
I should have highlighted this in the beginning more. You see here the home tab, look at the
Yeah.
file option. You can see here there are themes. Let me click on more themes.
Okay.
You can see different kinds of slides. So PowerPoint actually can guide you as to what you're trying to create. Do you get? You can
Yeah.
see some slides here, scientific discovery. So if I'm creating a slide then I click on create.
Okay.
So you can see it's downloading the template for me.
Yeah.
You can see this option here that has numbers. If I have a presentation that maybe has to do with some figures and numbers, so you can see the next slide, I'll just come clean everything here. So it's already giving me idea. So depending on what so you see, you can already tell that this is scientific
Okay.
presentation because you can see it has given me years here. So I can say maybe year one. I don't even need to do too much. All I need to do is just come clean here, edit, year um year two. So this kind of thing, from looking at it, what kind of slide do you think this would create? Definitely it would create something. You're dealing with something of data. Maybe you're trying to tell them that, okay, in this year we made this kind of profit, or you're trying to talk about what your business has been doing in the last few years, some of the key things you people have done in your business, or you're trying to sell your markets.
Okay.
Yes. So you show them, okay, this year we made so number of sales. This year, 2017, we did this. Year two, year three, business was fantastic. Business was fantastic. You can add comments like that and things like that. So from here, you can tell that this slide was created with you can see here now, I can just say business survey slide, or I can say business presentation, depending on the kind. So if you're presenting to banks, for example, you
Okay.
want to use things like this because a lot of people have short span, or rather, a lot of directors and business owners Their attention
Yeah.
span is very short. So I remember one time I took some trainings on presentations, and it was a white man that was teaching us on the way presentations in corporate offices should be done. And he said something to us. He said, a lot of times the CEOs, they are not even interested in all your slides. They just want to see the numbers. What's happened at the end of the year? What did you people make profit as that last year? Was last year better than this year? You know, those kind of things. So these are the kind of slides you can make use of without having to start from the scratch. So you see, you just come here, file, and themes. So then there are lots of other styles. See this other style here. Let me create. It's called Floral Flourish. So looking at this slide, what kind of presentation do you think I can use this kind of slide for? Definitely it will be something to do with, it's not really a corporate, maybe I'm an advertisement company. I'm trying to tell them why they should use me as a content editor, digital
Okay.
content, or maybe why they should.
So are you saying hello?
Yeah.
Are you saying you can use it for a CV?
No, I would not advise you to use voice CV,
Okay.
because sometimes the format for PowerPoint does not allow, does not, is not very regular with a lot of organizations. So it's best to put it on, because most HR offices have, at least I've worked in some places I know, they don't usually subscribe to those. They would rather have you use Word or PDF for your CV. This is usually for when you have, just consider PowerPoint as your tool for presentation, any kind of presentation. It can be an office presentation, but when we talk about any kind of presentation, not this, you're not, your CV is not really you presenting. You're just, it's sort of you presenting, but it's not really you being there to defend yourself, or to talk, or to share whatever I tell. I've seen people
Okay.
who use PowerPoints. For example, they'll, you get into a new organization, they'll tell you, do a PowerPoint slide to show us what you are going to offer us as an organization. So in that case, I can come and say, okay, this is what I'm going to offer you people a year, my services. Those are the only things I think, my
Okay.
services.
And you talked about projects, maybe final year project.
Yes. So
So
yes,
are you saying it's very important to deal with the slide?
you
Like we
view,
cannot we cannot do it um one slide. We need different slides to operate.
yes, yes,
Okay.
for your presentation, because I mean you can't put, you, what I mean by different slides is, it's one major presentation, but you have slide one, slide two, slide three, and all that. So that's how that works. So okay, let's go back to the other parts. Sorry, are you done? Are you done
Thank you,
asking?
ma'am. Yes, I am.
Okay. I hope it's clear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
It is not rocket science, so don't think that we are doing some
No,
things here that is
if I have
difficult.
any other questions, I'll bring it up.
Yeah, it's not. It's okay. Wow, great. Okay, so we're back here. We're still dealing with smart art under inserts. Smart art here. So you can see it used to insert to visually communicate information. So you can see now. So if I'm doing a presentation and I'm talking about cooking rice, or I'm saying, oh, okay, why you should buy rice from us. Our rice is the best. We have it in the market. People buy from us. People come from far, near, and this. We are the best. Our rice is very easy to cook. We give you the best. You can never regret if you eat our rice. You will grow taller. You grow fatter. whichever way. I'm just saying. But you can use it as a, so it's like when you're pitching your market. So for example, you can now decide to use smart art to say, okay, step one, boil our rice. You don't even need to boil. Some people say you don't need to pick stones in our rice. Our rice, you just eat it like that, straight. It is no need to even pick any stone. It's very clean, polished. Is in short, you will eat the rice. You always want to eat rice. This that. So those kind of things are some of the things that you might want to put here, here. You say, okay, if you buy the rice, buy rice, then maybe cook rice. Let's say eat rice. Eat rice. So you see, this has just given us, you see how the arrows are. You see, this is buy rice, cook rice, eat rice. Then you come here, maybe you now put step one, visit our office. Visit our office at Badun Joints. You don't know how many people eat Badun rice here. Or Fada rice. Okay. Step two, boil water. Step three, make sure it's cooked soft. So you see here we have just given an overview of some of the things that smart art does, right? So let me quickly delete again. So this is, let me delete this. So smart art is an amazing tool. So let me drop this picture here. You like my picture? Okay, so if you have more questions, so how did I come about this thing here? All I did first was, you can see how I played around with this thing first. I used this thing behind. I used a shape. You can see it's a red shape. I brought the picture, put it, arranged it close to each other. You can see that. Sorry, these things are distracting the view. You can see it looks like a magazine already. Then I had a text here from my smart art where I added the text. I dragged it, drop it here. Mrs. Textilers. So let me delete this thing. So you can see I've shifted the position. I just rotated it. So you can actually rotate your text. So under picture format, you can do what they call smart art design. Here, you can see what the smart art design can look like. You see now, I've transformed this to another. See how I've made it down. What did I do? I came here to smart art styles. I clicked this option here that looks like a box. So you see, so some of these fancy things you see, and they just piece the document, they just do this, is usually sometimes done on PowerPoint like this. So you can see it now looks like a book. You can see how I've arranged it. It looks like maybe I'm selling one ebook, and I'm sure you've seen some of these things online. People do. Then I say new edition. Maybe I bring it down here. New edition. So you see, it's just quite very easy to do some of these things. Like, see this option here. How did I achieve this? I went to shape format. I clicked here. I first turned it. You can turn your outline here. No, sorry. I did a 3D rotation. Hope you know you can also do what they call ABC transform. So under picture format, it's a very, sorry, anybody's asking a question?
No, I wanted to know how you, or you can continue.
Okay, so under ABC transform, you see, let me do this. See, the format has changed. It's no longer straight lined. What did I do? I clicked on this word art styles. Word art styles. So the first option, if I want to change the colors and the outlines, the theme colors, see, so this does this for me. Let me use red. So let me go back again. I highlight. Now I want to give it, let me glow it up.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking you back. This can you get any picture of your choice, like any picture you like, to paste on your slide?
Yes, yes, yes. Sure, sure. Any
Okay.
picture you like is fantastic. Any picture you saw, I inserted from my system.
Yes,
These
I'm
pictures are
seeing this.
saved, so they're. I mean, you can use any picture you have. So this one here, I was okay. So let me go back to, let me just go back to this. How I achieved this. You see it here. This here. You see this circle here? I rotated it. Can you see? I'm just turning it, playing around with it, just turning. First and foremost, I change this to become a circle. How did I do that? Under shape effects and shape outline. The shape fill gave it, if I put a fill here, it's going to, if I color this image here, it's going to color everything. I wouldn't see anything to this as per this picture. So instead of using a fill, I can use an outline to highlight. Say, okay, see, can you see the red outline? The yellow outline now. I've outlined. Then the shape effects. So you can see where I got that from. So you see, I did that. The shape effects. Then I can now use a reflection. You can see there's like a shadow cast. That's what's called a reflection. Sorry, it's not a shadow because there's a difference in PowerPoint. There's presets, there's shadow, there's reflection, there's glow, there's soft edges, there's B level, there's 3D rotation. So you can see how this looks here. See it, I did a, so I come here. This is, I used one of these options here. So you see, I use this option. See how it's, you see the depth is giving the picture using this. You see how it's becoming. Then I cast a reflection. Sorry, a reflection under shape effects, reflection. So you can see when I did the, I clicked on this option, reflection variations. So you can even do what they call reflection options, maybe in an advanced class. So you see how this reflection options, you can make it transparent. That's the reflection will be transparent a bit, not very transparent, distant, glow, soft edges. It will give it like a shade. It will just blend in. When we talk about soft edges in PowerPoint, we're referring to just the edges, to giving it a glow by the sides. The lines become slimmer and all that kind of thing. So this is pretty much some things will, so you can see I've given it a glow under the picture. So this is picture format. It's one of the most, it's an amazing tool. It's a very fantastic tool in PowerPoint. So I would go to the next one, which is design. I think we're running out of time, so I might need to hasten up a bit. So this is the design. You can see, look at the slides here. You notice these things that are above, these designs that are above, they came from here. So most times, this is like the first thing you do when you're starting your presentation or when you're starting your sets of slide. So let's look at a let's look at the neutral slide, this slide here. So let's go to designs. Then we come here, we click on this. You can see this is a design. All the slides will change to apply. So this is a design here. This is another design. You can select, everything will change. So it's the same way I used in those other slides that you see. I just clicked on design and it changed everything. You can see from the introduction to this slide like that. So designs are like the themes. These are the themes. They call them themes. So you see, this is the other one I was showing you guys. That was, you see, this is, so it's very, very, very easy and very interesting. I like the colors. You can play around with it. You just keep doing a lot of things with it, depending on what you are looking for and what you are doing. So, so if I'm going to talk to some ogas at the top, I would want to use a theme that is not too colorful, especially if you work in a bank or a corporate environment. Then, or even if it's colorful, you be careful not to put plenty colors that will be rioting in people's eyes. You get, so that's another thing. So you see, this is just, you see another slide here. This is PowerPoint class. You see, see how the format comes. Very nice. I'll just come edit my text here. This is amazing. Fantabulous. Okay. So this is how this works. So you see, this is amazing, this one. So you see, designs here, the themes. I just played around with the themes. So under themes, you can choose variants. So if the theme is, if I want to choose a blue light color, I can like a theme, but I may not like the color of the theme. So you saw it was orange. Now I've changed it to blue. Maybe because of the nature of presentation. Sometimes you want to use your presentation, you want to use the logo color of the company. For example, if I'm presenting something to EcoBank, or if I'm presenting to a company that maybe their logo is blue, I want to use some blue in my presentations. If I'm telling them, okay, come and buy, or come and use our service, we can give you this service. I remember one time we did a presentation on how to on cars to a certain company, and we're showing them cars. So we had to, we looked at their logo. We now made the cars in different colors, pictures of the cars in colors of the logo. So because we're offering a service that is like Uber, and Taxify. So, situations like that, and we're trying to wanted them to give us some of their cars. Also, we wanted them to buy some of their cars from us because they were offering a service like Uber and Taxify, and they needed more cars for their company and all that. So, so some such kind of pitching presentations, business presentations, are what you. So you see the font here. I can change it. You see, I can use Kandara, Franklin Gothic. You see how this appears. See how it has changed the font. Then background styles. If I want the background to be a bit different from what you see. So you can see that I started with the original theme, but now I've changed things bit by bit. First I changed the variant to blue. Then I now change the background to gray, like that. So those are some of the things that you can do in your PowerPoint. And your PowerPoint sheet, you can create what a standard format. For me, I like to use maximum. Sometimes you can use ensure fit. You see the shape of the slides has reduced. This, I can use a wider screen. So, and this is a very, very fantastic option because sometimes you are doing a presentation, you don't want to start doing it and then the projector, maybe the projector cannot, the angle at which the projector can project is very small. You want to be conscious of this standard or wide screen, although those things can be edited from the projector. So if I want to format the background of this slide, I can change it to gradient fill. Hope you remember what a fill is.
Yeah.
So I can change it to this. I can say apply to all. You see, the background has changed. I can now adjust it here. Gradient stops. I can shift it. I can give it, let me look for another one. Apply to all. Oh, this color is worse. Let me look for something more. Apply to all. Yeah, this looks better. So, and I can say pattern fill. You see pattern fill. So it means that
What is that?
the background of,
Hello.
you see this line behind. So I can select dot dot dot. You see my slides have changed. I've given it a background fill. This is something like stones, a lot of stones and all that. So let's go back again to transitions. So we're done with design. Let's go to transitions. What are transitions? Let me show you an example of a transition. I click on preview. Oops, sorry. So let's click on preview again. Let me do it again. So this is under transitions. So how did I achieve this? I simply came here to transitions. I click on this honeycomb under transitions. You see there's this option honeycomb. And then I preview. It gave me that. It gave me what you just saw now. So when you click on this, it walks to the next slide. You see? Let me show you again. So that sound you're hearing came from here. Timing. Under timing. I had this applause wave, applause. You see, there's arrow, there's bump. You can actually click on no sound. Some people might want to choose typewriter. So you can see the sound has changed. Let me go to my applause. Oh Lord. Okay, so I can click on the timing I want to set for the applause. Here I can edit it for 0.4 minutes. Let me say 2.30. So if you click on this on mouse click, it means that when I click on this, so let me do this for you again. Let me change it to a slideshow. So this is a slideshow from current slide. So let me to just explain what I'm talking about. Remember, we're talking about transitions. I'm talking about the on mouse click. It means that when you click on the mouse, for example, usually it's better when you're doing a presentation, you're just moving from slide to slide. So as you click, you can now say, as I click, let this come up. So let me show you what that does. So here I click on slideshow, current slide. Let me show you. So now I tap on a key like enter. So because I clicked on something or I right clicked, this was activated. So that's pretty much that's most of it for under transitions. Then we move to animations. It's also a fantastic tool. You can see here, I used animation here. So here you can click, you can now say spin, preview. You can see this save here. See how it's rotating. See the option. See how it's rotating. Save. See how it's rotating. You can see. So those are some of the exciting things about animations. You can make the objects like have character. It can move. For example, this text now, if I want to make it to be moving, when I click it on a presentation, I want it to be doing some movement here and there. Click on it, highlight it, then click on spin. Then let me go back to slideshow from current slide. Okay, so you can see the save option is rotating. The text too is rotating. So these are some of the options you get. Sorry, where did this come from? Okay, these are some of the options you get playing around with animations. Then slideshow. You have already seen I used from, okay, let's go from beginning of slide. So it has enlarged the presentation, just as like we started. It has enlarged the presentation. Then I just simply need to right click and it will move into next slide. Some people used to have those buttons, those remote controls where they just right click, next slide, next slide, next slide, like that, next slide. It just moves. This is a slideshow. So These are some of the things that, see, these are animation effects that I created on this text. So you see, I'm just clicking, move to next. So escape. Okay. So this is that's how to get a slideshow up. To set up a slideshow, you say show type presented by a speaker, maybe from slide 1 to slide 19, automatic. You can use primary monitor. So sometimes people you can present it from one screen to another screen, showing different things. That's sort of in an advanced stage. So this is I highlighted the presenter view. It shows you a white screen of the monitor, the speaker view, and all those things. See how it shows you? It's already been highlighted. Play narrations, use timings, show media control. These are quite very simple, and although they're a bit on the advanced PowerPoint class, since this is a beginner's class. So this is, you can record your slides. So if I want certain slides to be recorded, I can say click from current slide record. Start recording. Just as this class is being recorded right now, you can start recording slides by just watching, by when you're creating your slides. You can add the record option. Maybe in slide it's showing you steps. So for example, see an example of a recording that was done. So I was recording my system. You can see is moving from one part to another. So, and I added it on the PowerPoint slide. So sometimes when you're doing a presentation and you need to show them, oh, how this goes from A to B, how to type this, click this, go to this. Sometimes you can include a recording like this of your screen that you have done before, and then just come and insert it and let it be playing while you are talking and explaining to the people. So we have the record option. The record option is an amazing tool we just talked about, where you can record. Then the screenshot, you can record, you can do what's called a screenshot. For example, you can take this is what they call screen clipping. For example, if I want to clip my screen, maybe I just want to show a picture of some things here. This is what I'll do. I'll just click on screen clipping and it will highlight. I don't know why my system is dragging it. So you can see now, I've clipped this here from another slide. You see? So from another presentation, I can clip to put in another presentation. That's the beauty. You can see this picture format here. You see this option here. See, you can play around. See, I can make it to become a circle. I can turn the text to become something like this. I can give it another let me put this here. So you can see, I just brought it from another place, edited it, see it, picture styles, under picture format. You remember how you can get the picture format. So this is a very interesting part of PowerPoint, because you can see now I can rotate it, I can turn it just for my presentation. Review. So this review option allows you can see written here, enables you to check spellings, insights, to search, also to give you insights, language, text, translate. You can see these options here. I'll just run through it. You can add comments to your slides. You can add comments there that you may hide, or you want, maybe you're trying to remember which slide has the best this, which one. So you can just add some comments so that you can, just like in Word. And you can use a thesaurus to check for words that are similar. Sometimes you can be doing a presentation, you don't know what to say. You don't even know how to write it. You don't even know where to start. Your brain is blocked. You just help yourself. But sometimes when you're writing things like this, your village people can, sorry, they can be interfering, and then you're now stuck. Your brain just becomes blank. So at that point, you can use thesaurus to get words, spellings, and similar words in meaning, things that are similar. So you highlight the text. For example, if I want to use thesaurus, you highlight to now give me replication. See, I'm talking about, I clicked on reflection. It has given me an option of likeness. You see? So I can use that word instead of reflection if I don't want to use that word. So this is really most of what you get in PowerPoint. Then we have the view option. The view option, you see here you have presentation views, master views, show, zoom, color grayscale, window, macros. So, it's very interesting because you can do and undo with a lot of things here. For example, the outline. Can you see how I've outlined my slides? It's no longer showing pictures. It's now showing outline view. You can do slide sorter. You see, sometimes you can be doing a presentation, you have plenty things to present, you don't know which one, or some things that you are trying to put in something to one slide, you don't remember where the slide is found, and you have been scrolling through, you change it to a slide sorter. Notes page, you see how this works. Reading pane, yeah, so that you can read like a slideshow. So the master views, the handout master, the notes, grid line, you can fit to window. So these are practically almost all the basic for the Textiles beginners class. It has, PowerPoint is in short, almost everybody uses it. Even your orgas, your bosses, people use them from time to time. A lot of times now, you can't enter people's offices without PowerPoint slides. Almost like that. You can't even, now is as much as even people that tailors will come with PowerPoint slides to tell you how they can sew your clothes from, what they can do, how they'll give you pictures of their designs so that you can buy into whatever their clothes or their fashion line. So it's a very amazing tool. The help option enables you to just figure out some things here and there. You sometimes may not understand what some terms mean. You can see this here. Text and tables, pictures and graphics. So you can see, take a tower. One of the things that PowerPoint even does, it saves you a lot of stress. Sometimes, you know that real estate people sell some of their properties using just PowerPoint slides. They come to you, to your office, they tell you, come and buy this house. They show you slides from the front of the house to the back of the house, to the inside, to the outside. Just show you pictures, show you design here and there, 3D models and all that, and you buy into that house without seeing it physically. So it's a very fantastic tool. I hope that with this class you go to learn and you improve more around it and you do more. So let's just go back to the file option. This file option enables you to save your document. So all these things we have done now, if we don't save, it means that we are not going to find it when we're looking for it again. So this is, you save, and you can save as, let's say, save as, save on this PC, save it under downloads. So you can see, I can change the name. I use so I can say Microsoft, no, PowerPoint class. PowerPoint class. See, and I can click on save. It will be my documents. It will be my documents. Oh, sorry, my downloads. Or I can put it in my documents, whichever one I want. In my documents or my downloads. So you can print. See, if I had a printer that was set up, I can print my slides. So sometimes you go to offices where the person, they'll give you, like, and PowerPoint slides can be used to do company profiles. You get company profiles. I remember one of my offices, we used to use our company profile was done with PowerPoint. We edited it, something like this, made it fancy. So we print it out anytime we're going for any marketing presentation. So you can share by saving to cloud, export, you can close. So this, with these few points of mine, I hope you are convinced and not confused that PowerPoint is a great tool to have. Okay, so I'll take questions for a few minutes, more questions. I hope you have been convinced and you have fallen in love with PowerPoint after this class. So I wait for your feedback and your. Okay, that's true. There's something
Hello.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed the class.
You're welcome.
Okay. In terms of design, you made mention of this real estate management. They could come in and put in a building. Does it mean, because sometimes we get confused when we see some of those things. Are you with me?
Yes.
It doesn't mean well, I understand that it could be used to maybe advertise their product. So if I want to do that kind of thing too, it's possible, I guess.
Mm, it's possible. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you need to do for
But
that kind of thing is that you get the pictures of the house, you put it on a
okay,
laptop or document, save it on the documents or your downloads, and then
okay,
you simply come. By the time you start creating the slide, a new slide, you go to insert pictures from your device. Okay, let
okay.
me even say, for example, now let me
That's what I
insert insert. So from there, you go on, continue, just the way I inserted this picture here. From
okay.
there, you go on and you continue. So,
Okay. So it means
and
they
you
will
can
have to
now
snap.
write, you know how to get a text. You can now
Okay.
write, you now add all these features. You can go to your text box, you now start adding, and you may want to put some small designs, smart art. You want to
Okay.
put some themes to your slides. You remember where we got this from? This
Yeah.
art here under smart art. Then you can get shapes, banners, things, just to give them. And then you can now put, for example, if I was doing real estate something, I'll just ribbons here. I say, okay, this house. I can put the picture of the house behind here. I
Okay.
can put the picture behind, put this ribbon in front, put the price of the house here. I say this house is 4 million naira. The house is
Yeah.
4 million naira in Nigeria. Okay. I say 4 million. I can now put descriptions. Lekki house. Lekki house. So I now say I can now put all the things that are in the house. Say maybe 7 bedrooms, four sitting rooms, 3 bathrooms. So just things like that. So if the thing cannot contain, I look for a way to reduce the size.
What happened to the girl?
So you see, just like that, I've at least then I put this maybe this house A. Then I put another picture, house B. Sure you get, so it's as easy as that. And I'll say refer to maybe this house B, this here, copy here. This can be house B. I'm just using this picture as an example. Say house B. Then I do this again, move, copy. Wait, let me just copy it. Copy here, paste. So here, I say this is house B, house C. So you're from house A to house C. So I can just arrange them like that in a particular slide, or I can share them in slides. I can share
Okay.
them. I say, okay, this house A is on slide 1, house B is on slide 2, house 3 is on slide 4. You get to those kind of things. It's a fantastic tool you can do a lot with. Can do fantastic things with. So you see, so I can just usually this if I'm trying to compare, maybe I can put 3 houses in one line and say this one is 4 million, this one is 15 million, this one is 25 million, like that. Or this house you can rent it for this price, rent this one for this price, rent it. So all I need to do, I may even just come for the presentation, I'll just or a meeting, and I'll just start playing slideshow,
Okay.
and it will start showing them. And I don't really need to talk too much to explain because the picture has said everything. The idea is to communicate with even pictures and graphics or content, or pass an information across by your slides. Let your slides be passing an information across. So that's what you can do.
Okay. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, are there other people in this class? Hope we're not sleeping. Okay. Valentina, do you have a question? Titilayo, do you have a question? Who else? Eunice, do you have a question? Joanne, do you have a question? Tamuno Tonye,